welcome into my Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. Today we're very excited because we have the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce with us with brand new guests. We have Jerry Custon coming out in just a little bit to take over in his co-host position. As always, I want to welcome you to join us. Our purpose here on my Chamber TV is to bring the awareness on what's happening in our community. A lot of great things. In fact, that is my perfect segue to introduce our first two guests in our first two segments. We're very honored to have both you guys with us. We happen to have now, help me with this, Javier.
Yes, that's correct.
Zuniga.
Perfect.
Ooh, all right.
Very
We're
good.
rocking and rolling.
You really got the roll of the tongue.
Oh, very good, very good.
Excellent.
And Paul Constantino.
That's correct.
Very good. It's so great to have you guys here.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
And we've got a lot to talk about with the two of you because you're partners in your business, which is PDR. And I'd like to kind of give some edification on this company. You're both partners in it, and it has some history to it, and something else that I'm going to let you talk about, which is the BDO Alliance.
Correct.
So you're really connected worldwide, basically, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So just give me a little background on how you guys got involved, how you became partners, and a little bit of this company.
Okay, so first of all, thank you and thanks to Jerry. When we walked in here, just to see how nice the set is and everything else, it was beyond any expectations we had. Is that a safe assumption?
Very safe.
So I'm very glad to be here.
Well, good.
PDR CPAs, we just celebrated our 42 years as a CPA firm in the Tampa Bay region. Hopefully by looking at me, you can tell that probably I haven't been there for the whole 42 years. I've been there for about 6 years now. I work on the corporate tax side, individual tax side of the firm. We are principals with the firm. So going back to the PDR dynamic, is a regional CPA firm that offers all of the services that you would find on a national or perhaps even an international level through our BDO Alliance. And our BDO Alliance allows us to leverage resources from that standpoint, much larger, broader knowledge. And Paul can probably share a little bit more about the experience that we've had with the BDO Alliance.
Absolutely. BDO is the fifth largest firm in the world, and they provide services to local CPA firms throughout the country. There are 180 alliance firms, and we all work together collaboratively, sharing resources, sharing expertise, access to international offices, and a host of other ways to bring more value to our clients and make us all individually stronger firms. And to this national firm that's focused on publicly held companies, they have all these resources, but they're able to provide it to our firm and small firms like ours to bring it to closely held businesses and more of the market that we service here in the Tampa Bay region.
So obviously, the more resources, the more leveraging you have with your clients.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Plus, also one of the great benefits about being a regional CPA firm is that our local presence is based on the decision makers that we have there locally in the office at our Clearwater location. So when opportunities and or other potential planning opportunities that comes up with clients, we have our local decision makers there like, that say, okay, instead of having to go, because traditionally some of our clients may have some difficulties in dealing with larger national and international firms because they don't feel they get that same support that we are able to provide them, which is in fact part of one of the things that we talk about as being a competitive advantage within our space is the fact that we're able to act quickly, but at the same time leverage resources and knowledge that's at a international, national level. So
Yeah, there's no question we're far more nimble. We're able to actually execute a lot faster than a large firm would be able to because of all the process and procedures that go in being part of a firm that has thousands and thousands of people. But yet we have resource to those specialists, those experts that they may need. We're also right here, and our cost structure is a lot lower, so our fees are more competitive. So this is an opportunity for local businesses around the Tampa Bay area to get access to a large firm, that big city firm with the local CPA nimble and inexpensive approach.
You know, this really piques my interest on a personal level because what you're saying here is not only having that leverage, but quick decision making.
Correct.
I mean, we want decisions like now. We don't want to wait, right? Can you give me maybe an example of some of the leveraging that you have with the Worldwide Alliance with the BDO?
With BDO, for instance, there's a lot of specialties in international taxation, right?
Okay.
So our focus is we stick to what we know, inbound transactions. So we have many clients that are coming to us from Europe and Latin America that are dealing with business, with investments, with rental properties here in Florida especially.
Yes.
So we are able to help them on the inbound transactions. But then there are also individuals, there are existing clients that are probably seeking a presence in other countries. So what we can do with the BDO Alliance is be able to leverage their international resources and work with them in handling the outbound transactions, because I don't think it's efficient or really wise for us to profess to have any knowledge on any tax laws from Singapore,
Sure,
from
sure,
China. So
sure.
at this point, I think that's where it works well,
Oh,
because we're able to
yes.
leverage both sides of the equation, if you will.
So you're really taking this, stepping out of the box. You've got this leveraging that really does separate you from other CPA firms.
Certainly than our local competitors. Our competitors that are local that don't have access to these resources would have to, find opportunities to maybe connect with, national associations to try and gain that access. But with BDO, we have it right there in the fifth largest firm
So
in
it's
the world.
right at their fingertips. They don't have to do the research. They don't have to take the time, right?
Correct.
So you're really saving a lot of time and getting right to the business at hand.
Yeah.
I love
can
it.
give you a live example. Is we got a phone call from a client that said that they have a business opportunity in Venezuela that could actually double the size of their business. But in order to do that, they would have to, because of local laws, they would have to create an entity in Venezuela and deal with compliance, tax filings, and so forth. And we said to them, okay, we'll have our office in Venezuela on the phone within the next day or two. And we scheduled that, and within a couple of days, we had them all set up with the CPAs that would be handling their work over there, and it all connected, and it was a great win for them. Normally, we would have lost the opportunity with a client like that because they would have had to go to a very large international firm and just have them service them. So now they still get that local service that we're able to provide, but also the international expertise.
Exactly. To add to that, we
Yeah.
have a client that has a special niche within a certain software. US-based company that now has opportunities to go international. So some of the opportunities have come up in Singapore. Those opportunities have come up in Poland. They've come up in the United Kingdom. So at that point, when you talked about research, is the fact that we're immediately being, as a regional firm that's an independent member of the Alliance, we're able to leverage those resources and provide the information to our clients that's needed, while at the same time being comfortable enough in that, hey, we are dealing with your US-based operations, but the other side of what we can do for you is be able to help you and do research and see how you can progress as you seek other markets.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of people doing business in different countries that have homes in different countries, as homes here. So this really bridges that gap very, very nicely.
Yes.
And then it doesn't impact our ability to still be that local firm.
Right.
We do over 1,000 individual tax returns for individuals that have just a little bit of complication maybe with their return. They need that CPA expertise, but they're not looking to pay thousands for their tax returns. So we still provide individuals that service, and also many small businesses. I was working with a business today, contractor that probably does about $500,000 or $600,000 in revenue, maybe have 1 or 2 employees, small office, and just looking for that real close touch, expertise needed, but it has to be streamlined and cost effective.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and to speak a little bit more about the firm, our audit practice as well as commercial clients has also a strong niche within the not-for-profit arena. So we have a lot of clients involved in that arena that we service as a regional firm, and we have a lot of exposure within that environment that has given us tremendous opportunities for growth.
Well, it really sounds like you guys are so well-rounded.
Yeah. Well, we have, there is eight leaders in the shareholder and principal group, and then also many other high-level managers and so forth, very experienced individuals, all of which take their specialty, their passion, their area of expertise, and have kind of ran with it. Because, like Harvey said, the nonprofit group that we have is quite impressive. A lot of the very well-known names in the area.
Exactly.
So.
That's awesome. Now, you've been with the company for 5 years, did you say?
I've actually, as of February 1st, I just completed my 6-year anniversary.
Well, congratulations.
Yes.
Now, you, on the other hand, are a little bit kind of new, sort of?
6 weeks.
6
6
weeks.
years on 6 weeks.
25 seconds.
I love it. So what made you say yes?
Well, what happened was that I had a firm up in Boston that I started 30 years ago. And I relocated here for personal reasons, and certainly loving the weather too, but
Yeah, that can't hurt.
Came down for personal reasons, and I had an opportunity. Well, we were in the BDO Alliance, and PDR is very similar to the firm that I had up in Boston. And and so I needed that opportunity to take, all the experience I've had, knowledge and type of clientele, people in the BDO Alliance, and being able to have the same service offerings, and what I've been doing my whole life, and find that opportunity down here in Florida. So when I came down here and looked around, probably about 2.5 years ago, I noticed that there were the very large firms that focus on public companies, though that wasn't the right place for me. There were the very small startup firms, which I was that 20 years ago,
Sure.
but I've kind of morphed into this. So I was introduced through BDO to PDR, and they actually, my business partners and I met with Avi and the other business partners that he has down here, and we saw it as a perfect fit. So they had growth opportunities here and a position just waiting for me. So although I started, I say 6 weeks ago, we've been working together about a year,
Yeah.
quite a bit last year, coming in and just getting my role within the practice established.
Well, that is like the best match. It really is. And you're in over that year's time, obviously building that know, like, and trust factor,
Yep.
and getting the right feel for becoming partners.
Exactly.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. Yes. And in fact, we are very happy and fortunate to have Paul join our team. I think the dynamic is definitely there. And at this point, when you're dealing with the client, it's always about the relationship.
Yes.
The accounting world is the accounting world, the tax world, the audit world, but it comes down to a relationship. At the same time, for us internally, it's the relationship that we have
Yes.
as leaders within the firm to be able to bring the firm forward and be able to bring the idea of the relationship and the positive aspects of that forward. And I think he ideally encompasses all that, so it's worked out really well.
Well,
We're
it
very
sounds like
happy.
you both do. And when people are going to a CPA or they're getting their taxes done or whatever, this is their hard-earned money.
Yes.
That's right.
They want to make sure
Yes.
that they're working with people that they
Yes.
do know, like, and trust, and you
Yes.
do build that rapport. And I bet you have clients that have been with you for many, many years because of all of those factors.
Yeah, that is indeed. In fact, Bill Price, our managing shareholder, clients to this day that have started with him when the firm was first founded, 35, 40, 42 years, clients that have been here. So I think that speaks well of the kind of presence that we've had in the community.
It certainly does. We're going to be talking about the engagement with the chamber, excuse me, after we come back from this break, because I want to hear how that has made an impact on your life. So stay with us. We're going to take a brief little time out. We'll be right back after these messages.
Beltran Dental Surgery is dedicated to providing the highest quality dental surgery.
Teeth in a Day allows a patient to walk in with their old teeth, sleep under IV sedation, and walk out with a brand new smile. Unlike dentures, Teeth in a Day allows you to eat what you want and still feel like you have your own teeth.
From wisdom teeth removal to implants or creating a whole new smile, call now or visit our website to learn more about our procedures. Get a brand new smile today.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
Providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
Coming here, you're not just like an ordinary patient. You're actually like treated like a family member, and like you're treated like he actually gets to know you and makes you smile.
Welcome to New Tampa Pediatric Dental, and we are the Bees!
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex, short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly. Thank you so much for joining us. We are being enlightened here today by our first two guests and second two guests in this segment. I just wanted to introduce, in case you're joining us for the first time, we have Paul Constantino and Mr. Javier Zuniga.
Perfect.
Did I say
again,
it? Good time
You're nailing
again?
it. Yes,
All right.
Absolutely. My dad will be proud.
Oh, awesome.
Very
awesome.
good.
Well, these gentlemen are actually with a company called PDR, and they've been talking about really what makes their business different than what's out there today. And you did a home run on that, guys. You really did. By leveraging yourself with this other company that's worldwide, BDO Worldwide, it's an alliance where it allows you to really step out of the box and really deliver great service, great components to keep your client with you for a long time. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Just before we took our break, we were talking about, we were going to come back and discuss the importance of being a member of the Chamber of Commerce. Now, you have been a member in the past.
Correct.
And so you've done it one way, and now you're doing it another way. And
Yes.
I'm gonna talk to you about that, and then of course talk to you about being a new member as well. But the one thing that I always get up on my soapbox and talk about is join the chamber, but get involved. Don't just pay your dues. Get involved. Get out there with the events. Join some of the chair some charity events even. But that to me is probably one of the most commonalities I hear from everyone. What do you think?
Well, I think one of the things for us to, I guess, re-engage with the chamber was the fact that the region itself is just growing, as we all know, that Oldsmar region and the Tampa Bay area. So we saw it as an opportunity to be able to learn more about the business community within that region, but also what the chamber has allowed us to do is provide and assist with, for instance, we had a workshop there about 4 or 5 weeks ago, specifically tailored to talk about the changes that were recently enacted as of December 2015. So what we did was we came to the chamber building and we had a presentation with Paul J. Wadsworth, one of our shareholders, and we talked about what the legislation meant for individuals within that group specifically because we tailored it to that. So that's how the chamber offered an opportunity for us to be able to learn more about the business community, but at the same time, it gave us an opportunity to give back to the community.
Yes.
So I think what you're saying is exactly right in that you need to be engaged and you need to be able to participate, but at the same time, the chamber has provided those opportunities. Additionally, there was an event held during the fall at the Nielsen building with manufacturers' annual dinner, I believe. That was a great event. Again, the chamber held an event, brought a lot of the manufacturers in there, brought some individuals from the state government that talked to us about the Panama Canal, talked to us about the influx of opportunities coming into Florida and how manufacturers can benefit from that. Because one of our niche practices is within the manufacturing and distribution and our client base. So for us to be able to take that knowledge and bring it back to them, it's really immeasurable for us and very valuable from the
Absolutely.
chamber standpoint.
What do you think?
Well, actually, just to go a little bit further and talk a little bit more in detail about the opportunities we had there is with the speaking engagements that we have and the opportunities to get in front of manufacturers and other business owners, not only meeting other people, but we also have an opportunity to bring some of the specialty services that we offer to the forefront. And we had in that room quite a few business owners that were engaged and listening to us saying, that's an opportunity I never took advantage of. For example, research and development tax credits, which have opened up and expanded greatly as to how many people that will qualify for those credits, due to a lot of details that I won't bore everyone with. And then also cost segregation study on purchase of buildings. If you purchase a building for your business, you have opportunities to get faster write-off of the cost of the building, which will save substantial amounts in taxes in the early years. And that, too, is another opportunity that I met several members that didn't take advantage of those opportunities.
And did they know about, were you raising the awareness?
In some cases, I was raising the awareness. We were raising the awareness originally. In some cases, they heard a little bit about it, but never went forward with it. And hopefully, we brought it to them in a streamlined manner and showed them, the direction to move in that. Yeah. And also, I'd like to add one more thing: is we learned firsthand some of the challenges that the communities face. One of my roles is that I'm on council with the American Institute of CPAs. I was formerly chairman of the Mass Society of CPAs. Actually, I say formally, my tenure is up April 30th, but in doing that with the AICPA, we actually go to Congress. We actually go to Washington, D.C. once a year and present to Congress the challenges that local businesses are having. We're the one opportunity that congressmen actually get to really hear from small local businesses. And one of the things that we presented, and we'll be presenting some more based on that meeting, is information about these tax law changes that happen right at the very end of the year. We had business owners right in that meeting that are members of the chamber saying to us that because the IRS passed laws very late, they made decisions not to buy certain equipment because they didn't know if they'd get full tax write-off for them. And then as a result of that, that actually impacts them getting the opportunity of that tax write-off. But then literally a week later, I went to a client location, a distributor of large pieces of equipment, and they sat there saying that in years that Congress passes a law, their sales early enough and allows a faster write-off of this equipment, by before, let's say in October, November,
Yes.
and give people time to purchase, their sales were very high. And then, in fact, they actually showed us that last year, the law was passed very late, and this year the law was passed very late. The month of December was very low, and it impacted their employment, their hiring, it impacted raises to their employees, and impacted people right here in the Tampa Bay community.
Well, isn't that special?
So our job at PDR and my job being the spokesperson is to go to DC and just let the congressman know about it and make sure that everyone's aware that it needs to happen sooner. So.
Well, and I mean, that's just another little niche, to say the very least, on what you guys are doing. I mean, you are real. Talk about being engaged.
Exactly.
That
We're
is
trying.
amazing.
We want to bring back value to our membership and and value to the people who are value to our
Yes.
clientele and to the membership of the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber.
That is fabulous.
And that's where we see most of the opportunities going forward in that, and that we want to be able to go out and at least quarterly have a presentation based on many aspects. So we can bring some of our audit shareholders, Nancy right now or Mary Post-Engel, and bring them on board and to be able to present and provide information and knowledge, because for this is really the knowledge you have, but also how you share it and how you present it to individuals, where it's impactful to individuals.
Absolutely.
Both on the business level and personally.
So being members of the chamber, it's like you have this built-in audience there, right in the community, and it doesn't get any better than that. It really doesn't. I mean, before I started doing these shows, I knew that the Chamber of Commerce really did have an impact in the community, but I didn't know how deep or how far out or how passionate people get when they get involved in their community with their businesses, with business partners, with their clients and all. It's like one big happy family across the board.
Correct. So also one of the opportunities with the chamber is the ability we talked about PDR CPAs and the fact that we celebrated 42 years and being a regional CPA firm. So what that does also is we have a lot of services that the business community needs and that we provide to individuals and businesses, because we have very qualified individuals on staff. For instance, on the business valuation side, we have one of our shareholders, Ann Paxton, that specializes in that industry. So what it does is it allows us to present to the chamber and present to the business community. We are a CPA firm, but we can also help in other aspects of your business. So we go back to our original premise. It's all about the relationship. It's all about how we can assist that individual, that entrepreneur, how to further their business and how to support them with information, with what you were doing, and as far as being with the AICPA and being able to go to Congress, and by furthering their personal planning strategies as well. So I think that's where our, again, going back to the same thing, competitive advantage lies in.
Yeah, you really have I think you've got, I'm trying to think, okay, well now what don't they have? If I was looking for making a change, I mean, this just makes a whole lot of sense, what you guys are doing.
This is the reason why I actually chose to go to a firm this size with this alliance, because they have everything that I need. They're still nimble, still small, can take care of the small business owner, which I love doing, but yet clients will not outgrow us because we have the opportunities to take care of them larger.
That's a good point.
Our scalability.
Your clients will not outgrow you. That is strong. That is
very strong. In fact, I talk about my, so I came to PDR 6 years ago. I started my career with a large CPA firm in New York. Then I came and worked with a small firm in St. Pete. For me, PDR was my Goldilocks moment. It was just right. It was the right size based on what he just said. a lot of client servicing, a lot of client contact, a lot of opportunities to really get behind just the books and have a relationship established, for the most part, also friendships with our clients to be able to
Yes.
assist them, but also to be able to grow with them. And the fact that when I was at a small firm, there were certain services that we really cannot provide. At a large firm, you get so tailored into a specific aspect of that firm that you don't really get the client contact. PDR for me is just the Goldilocks one. It's just right for me. So.
See, I love that. I love what you're saying because you can do your work without your hands tied.
Well,
Does that make sense?
That's exactly
well,
well said.
as you've seen me speak, I don't think I could do anything with my hands tied. Neither can you. We
neither.
share the
Italian.
Latin heritage.
Without question. But,
That's
Well, one
great.
thing I want to add, I want to go back to what you had said at the beginning of this segment was about the Tampa Bay, the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce, and about what opportunities it brings for us. It gives us an opportunity to meet people in the community, meet the business owners, show what we do. But it's definitely true what you said about being active. Up in the Boston area, I was involved in a chamber for I was a member for probably 27 years. The first 6, 7, 8 years, I didn't do hardly anything. I showed up once in a while, and then we would sit there and wonder, why should we renew the dues, especially when money got tight. What the dues? Are we getting any business from this? That's not how it works. You have to be engaged. You have to be active, very involved. And the leadership group at PDR, in all the different things that they participate in, always push being very active. They're on so many boards, so many different opportunities, and they looked at Harvey and I and said, you two go spend a lot of time at the chamber, so our plan is to be very involved. And I
That's
just want to
wonderful.
duplicate what I had up there in a really good chamber right outside of the city of Boston. This is right in the Upper Tampa Bay. So.
And you've got a good handle on it from your past experience. I'm talking about leadership, talking about getting really engaged with the chamber is a perfect segue to take our break and thank both of you for joining us today. Thank you so
much.
very
Yeah,
much.
thank you
very
This was a
much.
pleasure, very
That's
enlightening for us, and I'm hoping it was very enlightening to you. And speaking of leadership, we're going to have Mr. Jerry Custon come out and join us, who's going to be talking further with another guest for the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce. Hope you guys will come back.
Thank you so much.
All right.
See you soon.
We'll see you back right after this.
Beltran Dental Surgery is dedicated to providing the highest quality dental surgery.
Teeth in a Day allows a patient to walk in with their old teeth, sleep under IV sedation, and walk out with a brand new smile. Unlike dentures, Teeth in a Day allows you to eat what you want and still feel like you have your own teeth.
From wisdom teeth removal to implants or creating a whole new smile, call now or visit our website to learn more about our procedures. Get a brand new smile today.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
Providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
Coming here, you're not just like an ordinary patient. You're actually like treated like a family member, and like you're treated like he actually gets to know you and makes you smile.
Welcome to New Tampa Pediatric Dental, and we are the Bees!
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex, short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. I'm your host, Barbara Marvel Kelly. Thank you so much for joining us. Today's featured chamber in the spotlight happens to be Upper Tampa Bay. And of course, if it wasn't for a long, wonderful conversation with Jerry Custon a few months back, we wouldn't have had the pleasure of having Upper Tampa Bay. Welcome again, my friend.
Thank you very much, Barbara.
Great to have you with us. And of course, for those of you that would like to know who our next guest is, happens to be Dave Frank.
Yes.
Right?
That's
and
right.
you're owner of, and I love the name of your businesses here, Lightweight Technology and Thunder Media Group.
Right.
Love that. We're going to be talking about what you're doing, and both of you guys have been doing a lot of really awesome things in the community.
Have a lot of fun.
Government stuff, event stuff. You got the Oldsmar Days, which you know I have a
Oh, yeah.
passion for.
Yeah.
That's going to be coming up in April. So I'm just going to turn it over to you guys because you have more to say than I do.
Okay, well, the first thing we want to do is obviously thank you for having us up here. But now that we have a relationship with David and I, David's our chairman of the board also, we'd like you to present you with a membership certificate to our chamber.
Awesome. Thank you.
That would be good.
Welcome
Thank
aboard.
you. Yay.
And
How about that?
and we also found out from John that he likes to do live streaming videos of events.
Yes.
So we'd like to invite you and John and the crew to come down and film Oldsmar Days Parade on April the 2nd.
That will be awesome. Awesome. And you guys really have a big splash with those events down there too. So it'll be a lot of fun. Nobody does video streaming like John Gaston with Tampa Bay Multimedia and our group of superheroes in the crew. We just did it up here in West Pasco,
Yeah.
and it was truly amazing. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll have a
They'll
nice,
have a lot of fun. It's a great event. It's 3 days. There's stuff going on from car shows to wing wars to live bands, so they'll have a great time.
And the real interesting thing this year is because it's Oldsmar Centennial, we always work with the Oldsmobile Club of Florida. This time we're working with the Oldsmobile Club of America, and they'll be bringing classic cars in from all over the country.
Ooh, I'm so there.
Yeah, so-
Hot rods and all that kind of good stuff.
442s, all kinds of classic.
I love it. I love it.
But we'd also like to talk about other things we have coming up this month. Friday night, and I can't wait to see Dave at that because Dave's pretty imaginative of things. We're having our 50s sock hop casino night at the Hampton Inn, and we last year we did that for the first time, and what we were doing Roaring 20s, Dave.
Roaring 20s, but this year we're doing sock hop. This is our 3rd year. It's quickly becoming our 4th biggest event.
Nice.
It's a casino night with Vegas quality gambling games from blackjack tables to craps. Really professionally run. It's a great time. Everybody's going to get dressed up. If you don't get dressed up, you can still come. It's becoming one of our biggest events. And it's this Friday, a little short notice, but anybody that can make it.
And we can get a hold of tickets where?
On the chamber website,
Yeah,
utbchamber.com.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it's $35, I
Yes.
think, and we expect to have 100 or so people, and that's usually fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the normal run of things we'd like to do. We're a very, very active chamber. One thing we do, and David could talk to that also, is relationship builders. We believe in the chamber. We do a lot of activities, a lot of complex things, but it all boils down to one word. It's relationships based on trust and integrity. And so we have relationship builders every other Friday morning, an hour and a half at a place called Aston Gardens. It's member-led. We have a couple of great members that do that, a fellow by the name of Manny Parad and Renee Garcia. And everybody gets a chance to get their 60 seconds, and we drill them, get your elevator speech down, and we don't worry about them exchanging cards, exchanging leads, or anything else. What we want them to do is build relationships there. We'll be doing that, I think, this Friday.
This Friday.
And then March 11th and March 25th.
Every other Friday. It's quick, it's easy, it's not overly structured. I started going this year for the first time since I was chairman. I figured I needed to get involved in everything that we do. Great group of people. I've already picked up new clients from going, so it's a really good service that the chamber offers, that we give our members a chance to network every other Friday.
That's exciting. Now tell us about your business a little bit, because this obviously has something to do with being an active member in your chamber, correct?
Sure. I've been a member for at least 15 years, and maybe the last 10 or 12 years I've been on the board of directors, and this year the chairman of the board. But it's been a great relationship being a member. You have to be active to get the rewards out of it. But you know, our business is an IT business. But when I'm not busy doing that work, you know, then I participate as much as possible in all the chamber events, and there's many of them, from networking to being on committees, for volunteering. There's government affairs. There's a lot to do. We're a full-service chamber, so there's a lot of ways to be involved.
Yeah, we do a monthly mixer like everybody else does, but and that'll be coming up next month. It's usually second Wednesday.
Second Wednesday.
Third Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, third Wednesday. Yeah. Everything we do is on Wednesdays, so the mixer is on a third Wednesday. But because it's usually at a restaurant or a bar or grill or something like that, we've had a lot of our members to say, I'd like to showcase my business too, but I'm not an after-hours business, so what do we do? So on the first Wednesday in the morning, we do something called Morning Mingles, and we'll go to any type of business to that. Basically, in fact, next month, we're going to go to a funeral home.
Really? Okay.
Not your typical morning mixer, but you know, we'll showcase any business, and we can do it in the morning, and we can do it as a mixer in the evening, and we have a lot of fun when we do those.
So we go morning, evening, afternoon, night. We're going all the time with that. That
That's
kind of
what
stuff.
engagement is all about.
Oh, yeah.
When you really make the commitment and become more proactive with your business, these guys are here to help you in so many ways, because it really does take 100% commitment.
Yeah.
I mean, not just a little dibble-dabble here or there. It's either you're all in or you're not.
Yeah, we talk about return on involvement, not return on investment, because you're not going to get your return on investment unless you get involved.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's great.
It's that easy.
Yeah, it is that easy.
Yeah, so that's what we preach, and that's what we try to live. But I'd like I'm going to mention just a couple bands we have coming on Oldsmar Days, just because it's just so great. The people want to get out. What we've done is we try to get a lot of local bands that you know, that we know have a following and have a big Facebook following. So Friday night we'll be having a band called Ronnie D and the All Stars. Remember Joey D, Peppermint Twist?
Yes, I do.
Okay, this is Ronnie is his son, and he has his sister with it, and they got a group that is just absolutely dynamite. And they'll be there with Greg Billings on Friday night. And generally, because those folks are all good friends, yeah, it's most likely you're going to have a big jam session between the two bands on Friday night. Saturday we have one band that's been with us several years now, Radio Crime, which is really a great band, but we're picking up a couple other bands called Circus Soul Cowboys, and also Pitbull Tidler. So that'll do for us. But Pitbull is the local DJ, so that will be fun. And then on Sunday, we're closing out with a young group of brothers called the Mac Brothers Band. And at the end of the day, closing that thing out is one of the best bands in the area we're going to get is Brother Phil and the Black Honkies.
Oh, and they get around, don't they?
They have a big following, and they always close the show for us. And so, again, that's Oldsmar Days and Nights, and that's April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So it's the Friday through Saturday and Sunday, 3 days, lots of bands.
Lots of food.
Lots of food,
big
car shows.
Big carnival.
The parade to kick it off on the Saturday morning is the parade. So
there's an Oldsmobile of America car show on State Street in Oldsmar Friday night, too.
Oh, my goodness. That fits right in, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. So,
and you said that these cars come from all over.
Yeah, they'll be coming from all over. We've heard there are going to be a couple coming from out of the country.
No kidding.
Yeah. And we'll have members of the Olds family there. You know, Ari Olds had 2 daughters, so his direct lineage with the Olds name has gone away. But we've tracked down some grandsons, great-grandsons, and they'll be bringing some family members out here. There's one that's gotten so involved with it. He lives in San Diego, but he now has a home in Port Richey. So they come back every year. His name's Tom Rowe. And,
well, that's perfect.
Oh yeah, so Tom comes in every year, so that's great. But one other thing I'd like David to talk about is David not only is our chairman of the board, but David also heads up our marketing and technology committee, and our website about a year and a half ago, David. We always are pride on our website because that's your face to the public.
Sure.
But we needed to move it into a more mobile environment. and David has taken that over. Why don't you tell us a little bit what you did with that?
Well,
Dave?
sure. I mean, our original website was very technical and had tons of information and was very good, but it really wasn't very marketing strong. So we really went to something that was more picture-based, something that was responsive. It immediately works with the cell phone, gets the messages across a little quicker and shorter with a lot of images, plus videos. We have a regular UTB Buzz video magazine that we put out. So we really did a good job reinventing the whole website. Everything that we do is on the website. There's a What's Happening that has the calendar of all of our events. And we also have something new called Shop UTB. And we're encouraging businesses right now in 2016. There's no charge. They can sign up for free. They can put in an app. They can put in an ad, and it acts like a mobile app because it's mobile friendly.
Love it.
So the public can go to shoputb.com and instantly see the best deals in town. We have a big display up advertising it at Nielsen Media. We have Facebook ads. We have several different ways that we feel like we're going to reach advertising to 50,000 plus people, that shoputb.com is out there and available for them to find deals. So we're adding new stuff all the time. We're going to have an e-learning segment added on in the near future, and the Manufacturing Council is going to have its own spin-off on the website with all the services and things that are available for our Manufacturing Council. So it's utbchamber.com. My team at Thunder Media Group has done a great job in building that, and there's a lot more to come with that. And we really push the envelope and link that to Twitter, our Facebook page. Shop UTB has its own Facebook page. And next week, we're going to be launching our own Periscope, so that we're going to be doing some live streaming at mixers and events.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
I'm on Periscope. You have a Periscope me.
Yes, I do. I will.
learned that is so easy and fun.
Yeah.
It's very easy to do. This last weekend, we did an interview with Michelle Smith with the USF softball tournament over at the Eddie Seymour Complex for the Pediatric Cancer Foundation, I believe is what it was called. And it was great, and we had hundreds of followers watching that live streamed interview. So.
Lots of hearts?
Yeah,
Lots of hearts. Lots of hearts.
Yeah.
Hold more thoughts. We're going to be right back after these messages. Don't go anywhere. The best is yet to come.
Beltran Dental Surgery is dedicated to providing the highest quality dental surgery.
Teeth in a Day allows a patient to walk in with their old teeth, sleep under IV sedation, and walk out with a brand new smile. Unlike dentures, Teeth in a Day allows you to eat what you want and still feel like you have your own teeth.
From wisdom teeth removal to implants or creating a whole new smile, call now or visit our website to learn more about our procedures. Get a brand new smile today.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
Providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
Coming here, you're not just like an ordinary patient. You're actually like treated like a family member, and like you're treated like he actually gets to know you and makes you smile.
Welcome to New Tampa Pediatric Dental, and we are the Bees!
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex, short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let it take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? Cause every day is a new day. And everything's going your way. And you wanna make it last forever. We'll keep it together, cause it keeps getting better.
Hi everyone, welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. Today we happen to have the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber. We have Jerry Custon and we have Dave Frank, who's going to be talking about some of the different things that the two of you have been involved with governmental affairs, and then an exciting event that's going to be coming up. So I'm turning it right over to you guys.
Oh, right. Actually, the event occurred last weekend, but it was so we're a little late on that, but that's great. Yeah, but the one thing I wanted to talk about, because we just got done, is something called the Pinellas Chambers Legislative Coalition. And what happened with this is we had one of the Pinellas delegation senators, Senator Jack Latvala, Christmas a year ago, got a couple chamber leaders together and said, look, he said, we don't do a good job in Pinellas County of presenting the business agenda to the state legislature. Would you people get together and try to form all the 15 chambers together into a coalition and come up to Tallahassee and present us with something? And so I was initially hesitant to do it because, as you know, and I've been up here a couple times, Mark Twain called it sausage making. And I've been up there in the middle of that sausage making a couple times, and I didn't feel that we really were having an impact. And I told that to Senator Latvala, and he says, well, you're right. But here's what we need. He said, once we do that budget, he said, when you think about it, the state budget is pretty much, even though we hear all the pork and all the other kind of things, and that's what makes the newspaper, all these deals, the reality is that about 85% plus of that budget is pretty well fixed. About 30% of it is going to go to Medicaid. Another 25 or so is going to go to education. Another 20 or so is going to go to transportation and infrastructure. Another 5 to 8 or so is going to go to justice. So 85% of that plus is already spoken for. So with the pork and those kinds of things, it's 12–15% of the budget. So what we try to do is we get all 15 chambers together, and this was the second year we did it. We went up last week. Mayor Doug Beavis and I went up to do that, and then we present this to the Pinellas County Legislative Delegation individually. So we take time to prepare this book with our issues in it, and we basically correlate that to the bill numbers that are coming up in this legislative session, and then we track their performance. One thing is Governor Scott with our manufacturing group, I don't think I mentioned this last time, but Governor Scott during the Christmas holidays had one of his local representatives come to us and say that he wanted to come down and talk to our manufacturers group. But he only wanted to talk to a handful of people. So he did, and there was only 8 of us, and we had Governor Scott personally for about an hour. Wow. Okay, so that was pretty cool. Yeah. But he made some other interesting things that caused this to be more meaningful to me. Sure. One thing he said was that when you think about it, he said the 3 most important offices in this country are the president, the governors, and the mayors. He said because what happens is when you have Congress, you have a legislative body, or you have a representative body, or even as small as a city council. Once policy's set, who's going to get the blame? Okay? It's going to be the president, it's going to be the governors, it's going to be the mayors. And when you get down where the power is distributed into the legislative arm, there's so many of those that I can't say the accountability goes away, but the accountability is so spread out that you do that. So what we're going to try to do is begin to track the accountability of our legislators to these things. When they tell us they're going to try to do something, we want to find out what they actually did. Because what can happen in all that committee meetings, as the governor pointed out, they can say, before the legislative session, they'll say, yeah, absolutely, I support that. But then it didn't happen. And you go back and you say, what happened? well, that was in this other committee over here, this other committee over here. I really didn't have a chance. Okay, so in order to get permanent change, what we need to be is we need to have a consistent voice. We need to be persistent in doing that. So we're very pleased to say that in Pinellas County, we're pulling the chambers of commerce together to year by year build a legislative presence up in Tallahassee.
I have to applaud you on that. This is awesome. It's making them accountable, but it's also having the chambers coming together. Say you have 15 of the chambers in the local area that have come on board with
Yes,
this?
they have. Now, not all of us traveled up there. It costs a little
Right,
money. Some of our
right.
chambers are small.
Right.
But what we do is we make sure when we're building the agenda that all 15 chambers have a chance to input into that with their issues. Now, you know, some of them may be local that they want some funding for something, and that's okay. But what we want to do is we want to have a consistent legislative business issue. For instance, like I said, the budget is built around Medicaid and transportation, education. So we want to make sure that in our chamber delegation that we have something consistent every year on what our educational expectations is for this county, or what our key transportation initiatives are. How we are doing, for instance, this year with workman's comp, which is a big thing. Business rent tax is a big thing. So there's going to be some things in there that are going to be consistent and macro level that we have to go back year after year after year because they're constantly changing, but they're constantly very, very important to us. And then there can be local issues like I need a bridge repaired or something else like that, and that's what's going to have to be. I don't like to say it like that, but that's what needs to be in a pork. That's what needs to be in a pork session. But we want to make sure our voice is very, very well heard on that 85% stuff.
That is so awesome. I know we only have about 3 or 4 minutes left, but I know you're ready to chime in.
Well, I just wanted to say that's the hidden work that chambers do that the members don't know about. They know about the mixers and the opportunities to network and then the big events that we do, but we have the Legislative Coalition. We had the racetrack road widening project a couple years ago and a beautification project for Hillsborough. So there's a lot of governmental affairs things that makes us more than just a networking group.
Exactly.
And so that's the full benefit of a chamber.
And I'm so glad that you said that. What did you say? The hidden work.
It's behind the scenes.
And that's so well needed to have a successful business community be successful.
Right.
It goes right back to getting involved, not just paying your dues, but actually engaging yourself, becoming more proactive with the different events coming around.
Right. Let's close with something we're really, really upbeat.
Okay.
Oldsmar last year built a track called the Super BMX. They've had a BMX track for 12, 13 years, but USA BMX came in and said, hey, if you make this track bigger, it can be Olympic quality, and we'll bring international teams to change here. They've been running this Gator Nationals, which is part and parcel of the national championships and things. But what happens here, I see some pictures here, but that track now is one of the best in the world. Last weekend, they had competitors from 29 nations, Australia, France, Aruba, all over the place, Canadians. They had competitors from 29 people in various classes, both professional and amateur. They ran from kids from 5 years old up to 40 plus, various races. The national championships were decided, and as well as some of the elite pro things. Friday night they ran the elites for elimination. For Sunday's races to do that, like we had an individual from I think he's from Henderson, Nevada, Connor Fields, who placed third on Friday night, but he wound up being the national champ. So what he gets out of that is he gets a red, white, and blue bars and stars sleeve.
How fun!
And again, another benefit for our members as well as the community. It's a joint venture between the city, the Clearwater St. Pete CVB, the Sports Commission. They all come together to make this happen. They're bringing in world-class Olympic training. They have a program getting ready for Rio. I think it's called Ready, Set, Rio.
Yeah. Wow.
So they're bringing in Olympic teams from other countries to train there. So the park is full. They've had overnight camping stay. The hotels are full. Businesses are picking up. business during the weekend and during the other events held down there. So the Super BMX track at Oldsmar has really been something,
I tell you,
a real feather in our cap.
You guys are the best kept secret in this town of Oldsmar. I kid you not, we are running out of time. I could sit and talk with you guys with all the different things you're doing and engaging members and all. And I want to thank you for joining us because this has been a lot
Thanks
of
for
fun.
having us.
And thank you for our membership plaque.
Thanks for being a member.
Yes,
and
it's our
we'll
pleasure.
see you at our events.
Yes, absolutely. And thanks for joining us for My Chamber TV. Our next My Chamber TV will be our Wednesday show. Tomorrow, it's all about WeBeam TV and Tampa Bay Multimedia and all of the growth that is happening right here in this studio in Newport Richey, Florida, downtown Newport Richey, Florida. So join me tomorrow at 3:30. Thanks for joining us today on My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. Have a great evening.